Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, let's do a walk around and tour of this 2024 Ford Mustang GT Convertible. This vehicle does come standard with a couple of good options, which includes the following. You do get MagneRide suspension, which is a suspension upgrade that's going to help you in certain weather conditions to kind of tighten and dampen the suspension a little bit, making it easier to kind of go through certain situations. This vehicle also does come with a GT Performance package. That, of course, is going to give you the active dual exhaust system in the back. You're also going to get these beautifully finished 19-inch carbonized gray wheels, which look absolutely amazing. And, of course, this one here does have the 5-liter V8. With that being said, though, a huge thank you to Bob Thomas Pre-Owned, which is a part of the Thomas Auto Group here in McKinney, Texas, for giving me some time with this one today. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. As you can see on the key fob, there are a couple of different functions that you will be using, and of course includes the following here, such as your unlock, lock, your remote start, your trunk release, and your panic alarm. To remote start the vehicle, make sure the vehicle is locked, and double click the remote start button twice, and that 5-liter V8 roars to life. And after waiting a few seconds, double click it again, and it will shut right back off. Coming over to the front of the vehicle, as you can see, you do have a very nice and unique grille. And when you pan out a little bit, it kind of gives you that very sinister / aggressive look. The GT here in particular does have a very nice hood scoop, which of course allows cool air to come into the engine, thus making it a bit more efficient to drive while on the road. This vehicle, of course, does come standard with LED daytime running lights and LED headlamps. Like I mentioned, this vehicle does come standard with 19-inch carbonized finish wheels on Pirelli P0 tires. These measure 255 40 R19s all the way around. And as you can see, this one here does have Brembo brakes as well. Coming to the door handle, as you can see, the Ford Mustang GT Convertible does come standard with a smart key access system, easing access to the interior as well as exterior. To jump on in, just make sure you have the key fob in your pocket. Come to the door handle, there's a touch sensor right here. Put your hand in and the vehicle will indicate unlocking, allowing you to jump on inside. Or, if you want to lock the vehicle, just simply tap this button here, and the vehicle will indicate locking. The exterior color of this one is finished off in Vapor Blue Metallic, with the Carmine Red Leather interior. Coming over to the door handle, to the door panel, as you can see, you do have soft touch materials on both the top and the bottom. You're going to have this Carmine Red insert here, which looks very nice. You also have this very nice carbon fiber piece that comes along this area here, which looks really, really good. Aluminum door handle. You're going to have controls for your memory seating, unlock and lock switches, power windows, as well as your power mirror controls. And also a small little storage pocket at the bottom. Along with that smart key access system, the Mustang GT does come standard with push-button ignition. So as long as you have the key fob in your pocket or in the vehicle, just simply put your foot on the brake and hit the button to go. Very nice. The Mustang GT Convertible does come standard with a fully leather-wrapped rack and pinion power steering wheel with controls on both the left as well as on the right sides. You also have very nice aluminum finished paddle shifters on both the left and right sides as well. To the left, you're going to have controls for cruise, some safety features here, which include your adaptive cruise as well as your forward collision warning. This here is going to control your different drive modes. To the right, you're going to have controls that deal with the main screen up there. You're going to have your audio controls here, hands-free voice right here, and of course, this is going to be the steering adjustability. And what I mean by that is that when you push this button, it's going to show you normal steering, comfort steering, or sports. So depending on which mode that you want to drive the vehicle in as far as steering is concerned, that is what this button is for. But with that being said, we're taking a look at a 12.4 inch a 12.4 inch instrument cluster with two main gauges. To the left, you're going to have your tachometer, and to the right, you're going to have a speedometer. In the middle, you're going to have your driver information system, and right below that, you're going to have your gear selector. With that being said, these gauges look very familiar because if you've driven an old Mustang from many decades ago, this is exactly what you would find in the 60s Mustangs when they first went on sale. But with that being said, going through this little information system here, we're taking a look at trip one information, fuel economy, tire pressure monitoring system, gauge details, which as you can see, it's going to give you information, as you can see, that deals with things such as engine oil temperature, transmission oil temperature, and engine oil pressure, as well as gauge details, which includes your air/fuel ratio, as well as voltage. Coming over here to the right, we're taking a look at a 13.4 inch infotainment system. And as you can see, this one looks absolutely incredible for what it is. Now, as you can see, you're going to have kind of a 3-point setup here. You're going to have navigation on this side, what's playing on the radio on top, and at the bottom is going to be your phone. So as you can see, let's say we tap on this, it's going to load the map and show us our navigation. The quality of it's really good. As you can see, it looks very nice, just like any other Ford product that has this new navigation system. And then of course over here you're gonna have your different menus or your different shortcut buttons. So coming over here to the left, as you can see, you're gonna have your menu for the map, which includes map orientation, voice, avoid en route, show on map, more settings. Of course, you can search for destinations, and of course you can see gas stations, food, parking, ATM, shopping, and then of course rest areas, coffee, emergency, hotels, or Ford dealerships. Pretty cool. This is going to be your recents and then saved destinations. To the right is going to show that your phone is not connected, of course, which you can connect a phone via the Bluetooth in the vehicle, which is pretty nice to see. Let's say we go over to the audio area. I'm going to turn the volume down for copyright purposes. That, of course, is going to show you what's playing on the radio currently. You have your sources right here, your channels, your different preset stations. You're going to have related stations to what you're listening to, and then you have other things right up here. Notifications. That, of course, is going to adjust any settings that you may have in the vehicle that deals with SiriusXM. So you have preset pages, SiriusXM favorites, manage notifications, block explicit content, tune start, listening history, help and support, legal information, and your privacy choices. With that being said, over here, this is going to be, I believe, for your volume to kind of turn things up or turn it down if you want to. So kind of cool to see that. Now, with that being said, go back to home. Let's say we want to go to our phone. You can do that. And of course, when you do that, you can connect a phone to the Bluetooth, and of course, it will help you set things up from there, or you can connect your phone to what's already paired in the vehicle. So you have your connection options, and then of course you have phone settings. And then to the far right, you're going to have three main menu buttons here. So you're going to have settings, and when we go to settings, it's going to give you things such as SiriusXM settings, phone list, sync navigation, sound, vehicle, clock, personal profiles, general settings, instrument cluster, center display, connectivity, vehicle hotspot, mobile apps, software updates, Ford Assistant, 911 Assist, and valet mode. So basically what this is going to be a comprehensive setup of all the different things that you can change within the vehicle. So let's say you want to change things from SiriusXM, you can go and check that out. General settings, you can see what's going on in there. You can adjust your clock, you can adjust your personal profiles, adjust the sound, any phones that you have saved to the vehicle, you can add or delete if you want to, vehicle information, and all that stuff, as you can see here as well, which is pretty nice to see. Coming over to features Features is going to give you kind of a rundown of different features that are within the vehicle. So for example, you have driver assistance, you have My Mustang, which when we click on that, you're going to be able to do a couple of different things such as track apps, auxiliary gauges, custom modes, My Color, and of course you have a cluster theme as well. So let's say we want to go to cluster theme. You can change the theme of it to make it reflect on what you're looking at. So for example, this is set to the classic one from the early 60s. Let's say I want to go to the Fox Body Generation Mustang gauges. It will do that, and to me that's pretty cool to see. And then the very powerful SVT Cobra from the late 90s to the early 2000s. That just looks incredibly sick, in my opinion. It looks really, really cool. But I'm going to probably stick with the classic one because it just looks so calm and unique. And then, of course, you're going to have different versions as well. So you can put it into normal, sport, which gives you kind of a unique look, followed by track, and then calm, which is basically just be the one screen there in the middle. And then you have the three themes down here as discussed earlier. So pretty cool stuff to see as far as that is concerned. And then, of course, you have auxiliary gauges here. You can see what's going on as far as boost PSI, battery voltage, and of course your G meter in the middle. So all that stuff to me is just really cool. And then of course you can edit favorites, you can consult your owner's manual from inside of the vehicle, and of course record feedback, which is pretty nice to see. So overall, you do have some nice things in here when it comes on to features in the Mustang GT Convertible. And then we come over to apps here, and this is where you'll find any mobile apps that are downloaded into the vehicle or are already in the vehicle from the date of purchase, which in this case, as you can see, you have Find Mobile Apps, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then Mobile Apps Help right there. Pretty cool stuff to see. So that's just a quick look at the main functions of the infotainment system in the Mustang GT Convertible. Now, as you can see coming down here, you're going to have your dual zone climate controls, heated steering wheel, fan, your fan, you can turn it on or off, auto AC, fan positioning, max airflow, and I believe that's for rear airflow. It's AC, that button there is to turn the AC system on or off. And of course, you do have heated seats for the front and front passenger. And I believe you also have cooled seats as well. So pretty cool to kind of check that out as well too. So heated and cooled front and front passenger seating in the Mustang GT as expected. Now, with that said, guys, that's a quick look at the infotainment system in the 2024 Ford Mustang GT Convertible. Coming down below that, you have two air vents, followed by a passenger airbag light, start-stop button here. This is, of course, going to be for your My Mustang, as we discussed earlier. Traction control off, hazard lights, favorites, max airflow. You do have a dedicated volume knob here. Down here is going to be where you can charge your phone wirelessly, and of course you can also use a USB-C and a USB port. Of course, this one here does come with Ford's 10-speed automatic transmission, and when you put it into reverse, you do get a nice backup camera with guidance lines, and they do adjust as you turn the wheel, which is pretty cool. You also have a kind of closer view of what's behind you, which is pretty cool, and the camera quality is pretty nice as well. Manual shift boot, down to release, up to engage. You have two cup holders here, which are pretty nice. And then you have probably one of the smallest glove compartments in a vehicle, as you can see. Not a ton of space, but it is there. And then, of course, you have a little outlet in there, too. Now, one of the things I like about this one in particular are the Carmine Red seats. They are super nice and comfortable. They do look very nice. They do feel really good. You have perforations coming down the middle, which is very, very impressive. And of course, I do love the stitching on the sides as well. The bolsters in here are also pretty good, which if you are a big person or a tall person, you should not have a problem really sitting in here comfortably. So overall, it is pretty nice to see. You do have your Mustang emblem right in there, which is a nice touch. You do have a pretty somewhat dampened glove box with a decent amount of storage space. Window stickers right there, which we'll go through at the end. And I do love this red stitching that comes across the dash, which is really, really nice to see. So overall, pretty cool to see that. And of course, as you come to the left, you're going to have controls for your headlights, gauge dimmer switches, and to open up the trunk of the vehicle, which we'll probably go and do that now. So it'll be easier to go and check that out. And so with that said, it's a really nice looking vehicle. I have to be honest here. It's very, very interesting to see what Ford has done with the Mustang. And of course, this being the first time checking out a convertible version, I have to say it's just as cool as the coupe is. So with that said, let's go ahead and continue our review of the Ford Mustang GT Convertible. Now, of course, you do have back seats in this one, as you can see. And to get into the back, you'll just have to use this lever down here, and that will move this seat, and it'll actually make the seat go forward towards the steering wheel, and thus allowing you to have access to the back seats there, which, as you can see, is pretty nice. You know, not too much, as you can see back here, as far as any convenience features or any amenities, but you do have two back seats here, which I assume you'll probably put small items like groceries and stuff like that. You do, of course, have an easy fuel captain's fuel filler, and of course an illustration of how to use it using a traditional gas tank. The Mustang GT Convertible does come with LED taillights in the back. You do have your GT badge right here, and this one in particular does have the deletion of the spoiler. And as you can see, cargo space in here is actually surprisingly good. As you can see, overall not too bad with the space that you have. And so you're looking at around 11.4 cubic feet of cargo space, which again is pretty darn good. You also do have a subwoofer back here as well. And as we lift this little portion up here, you do have what seems to be a battery kit, and you probably do have, you do have a Fixify kit in here. And of course, I believe you also have this area where the spare tire would go. Body colored mirrors with LED turn signals on them. Under the hood of the Ford Mustang GT Convertible, we're taking a look at the tried and true 5-liter Coyote V8. It produces 480 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. It's only controlled through that 10-speed automatic transmission, and this one is rear-wheel drive. All right, guys, so last but not least, let's go over the window sticker on this 2024 Ford Mustang GT Convertible. Which, as you can see, I did bring a printout, which makes things a little bit easier. As you can see here, 2024 Mustang GT Convertible Premium with the 5-liter V8 with 480 horsepower, finished off in Vapor Blue Metallic, and the Carmine Red Leather trimmed interior. As you can see, this one here does have the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is through a 12-speaker setup. You do have the Ford Co-Pilot 360 standard, which does give you a few safety features. And as I come over to the bottom, this is going to be your options list. This vehicle does have the 401A equipment group, which is going to give you the Premier trim with color accenting, the Ford Co-Pilot 360 Assist Plus, which does add on things such as adaptive cruise control and stuff like that, and the voice-activated touchscreen navigation system. That is for $2,900. You do get the 12-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system standard. You do get the 10-speed automatic transmission. That is for $1,595 because the manual is a standard transmission in a GT. And of course, this one does have the GT Performance Package, which does include the 19-inch Pirelli P0 tires. These are summer tires, by the way. You get the 19-inch Brembo brake with performance lining. You also do get the active dual exhaust, which this one does not show on here, but it does come with that. That is a $4,995 option, and a MagneRide dampening system for $1,750. With that being said, this one here is a base price of $51,515, and with total options of $11,240, and with a destination delivery price of $1,595. The total MSRP for this vehicle when it was brand new was $64,350. As you can see, fuel economy for this vehicle was also pretty decent, coming in at around 15 city, 24 highway, and 18 combined. But overall, I have to say that this Mustang GT Convertible was really cool to check out, and it's unique in the sense that it kind of has a different style and design versus the coupe version. And I have to say, I think I prefer this in a way versus the coupe, because the coupe, you see a lot of those, they're everywhere. It's kind of cool to see a convertible and actually acknowledge that they're around still. It's pretty cool to see, and I'm glad I got a chance to check this one out. So with that being said, guys, that's going to do it here for this walk around and tour of the 2024 Ford Mustang GT Convertible, finished off here in vapor blue metallic with the Carmine Red Leather trimmed interior. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.